You're listening to Abnormal Advice, the podcast from Folk Process, where we answer questions you can't ask anywhere else. I'm your host, Abby Watt. Learn more about us at abnormaladvice.com. Today we're talking to Caitlyn, who has found herself with an unusual visitor. Caitlyn, hi. Thank you for calling.
Hi, Abby. Thank you for talking to me today. I really hope you can help.
Please, walk me through what's going on.
I know it sounds strange, but I think I'm being haunted.
Strange is pretty much what we do here. Trust me, I am in no position to judge. What makes you think you're being haunted?
About a week ago, I was at home and I heard this awful screaming, wailing, like some lady had just had the worst day of her life.
Oof.
So I ran outside to see what was wrong, but I couldn't find anything. We're in a pretty rural area, and our nearest neighbor is more than a mile away, and there was no one at the road. I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. The sound was just everywhere. So I went back to the house, and that's when I saw it. This old woman, and she was just standing right outside my house and screaming. She was wearing this ragged black or gray dress, and she had this long hair that was just wild. It was everywhere. And she just kept screaming.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this screaming... When I say it was everywhere, I was hearing it come from inside my head, too.
Is that what made you think she was a ghost?
Not at first, no. At first, I thought she was just an old woman who was clearly not all there, so I moved towards her to see if she needed help or something, and I noticed she really wasn't all there. Like, literally, she was physically not there. She looked like clear, transparent, and her eyes... Oh my God, Abby, I can't describe it. They weren't human. They were awful eyes. I screamed at her to go away, to leave us alone. She just looked at me with those eyes and kept wailing. I didn't know what to do, and I was so overwhelmed and scared. So I grabbed a stick, and I meant to throw it near her to scare her away. But I threw it too hard, and the stick went through her. I thought I was confused. I must have just missed. She started moving towards me, like maybe gliding. I panic. I grab another stick and I throw that at her. And I know for sure that stick should have hit her, but that went flying right through. And at that point, I fucking ran. I ran to the back door, I grabbed my purse, I got in the car, and I drove away as fast as I could. My husband and son were at baseball practice, so I drove to the park and I met them there. And we've been staying with my mom since then. My husband and I have gone to the house every couple of days to grab stuff, and the screamy ghost lady is still there. We don't stay longer than we have to, but we've thrown more stuff at it. Actually, we've shot it with some paintballs. Oh. But everything goes through. And, that's pretty much it.
Oh, dang. That sounds very stressful. But I do have some thoughts about your screamy ghost lady and what could be going on here. Is everyone in your family healthy? Anyone gotten sick or had any serious injuries, anything like that?
No, we're all fine. I mean, nothing serious. My husband cut his hand pretty good doing some home improvement stuff, but he just needed a couple of stitches and a Tdap shot, and he's been fine. Why are you asking?
Bear with me for just a minute. What kind of work have you been doing on your house?
We're remodeling. It's just kind of an ongoing thing.
Has there been anything special about any of the construction? Maybe any of the materials you're using?
Actually, yeah. In the fireplace we just finished, my mom gave me the hearthstone. She said it's an heirloom all the way from Ireland, passed down through the family for a couple of 100 years.
Okay, that makes sense, but... okay. Yeah, I think that's it. Caitlyn, I think your family is being visited by a banshee, a wailing woman whose duty it is to warn your family to prepare for a death.
Oh.
But I don't think any of you are about to die.
Oh, thank God. Okay, that's good.
I mean, hopefully, as best I can tell,
We're in some pretty uncharted territory here. Typically, a banshee would appear a few days before someone's death. This one's been around for a week, and everyone's fine. That's pretty unusual.
What do you think is going on then?
Well, so I think by adding that stone to your fireplace that you've technically rebuilt your ancestral home. Banshees are usually associated with the family homes of nobility in Ireland, and it's said that they'll stay with the home as long as a single stone is standing.
Okay, it doesn't matter that we're not in Ireland?
Was that the banshee?
Oh my god, no, that's my kid. Hey, sweetheart, I'm on a call, okay? Inside voice, please. Jesus. Sorry about that. He wants to be a wailing ghost woman, too.
No worries, I get it. But no, I don't think she cares that you're not in Ireland. An ancestral home is an ancestral home, you know?
But you said you don't think any of us are going to die, so why is she here now?
This is the part where it gets weirder. Your banshee has been not in this world, let's say, for the past couple of 100 years, while there's been no ancestral home. I think she's just not current in her medical knowledge.
Okay.
You said your husband cut himself, right? And he got a Tdap vaccine?
Yeah.
Before that vaccine, back when the banshee was last in the world, an injury like your husband's, if it resulted in tetanus, could have been deadly. I think that vaccine saved your husband's life, and the banshee doesn't know it.
Okay, so I accidentally rebuilt my ancestral home, which allowed a banshee to show up when my husband low-key almost died.
That is my best guess, yeah.
Okay, but now that I know I'm not going to die, I'd really like to be able to live in my house again. So when do you think this banshee is going to leave?
You know, I don't know. I've never heard of a banshee leaving before someone dies or sticking around this long.
Do you think I can just take the hearthstone out and the banshee will go away?
If you're up for removing your fireplace, it might be worth a try. Yeah, I'm not sure that'll work anyway. The whole house is now the ancestral home, so I don't think removing part of it, even a part that symbolic, is gonna change anything.
Oh, well, shit.
It might work if you moved, abandon the home.
Oh, really? I love that house. Moving would cost a lot.
I do have another idea, but it's kind of out there.
What's your idea?
The issue seems to be the banshee's lack of knowledge, right? So, what if you taught her about vaccines?
I'm sorry, what?
Here's the hard part. She probably doesn't understand English, so if you go this route, you can't just, chuck some medical texts at her. It's not clear if banshees understand human languages at all. But maybe you could hire someone to explain the medical situation on a high level in Irish.
In Irish.
I know it's a stretch, but it would probably be cheaper than moving, right? Or maybe you can find medical videos on YouTube. Just leave them on for a while and hope for the best.
I mean, even if that works, eventually she would come back.
Yeah. Eventually she would come back.
Oh. Okay, well, I'll think about that. Thank you, Abby. I'm gonna go tell my husband and my mom the good news, and I know that they'll be relieved too.
Oh, well, good, I hope so. But, Caitlyn, if I'm wrong, it's always a good idea to have your affairs in order, just in case.
Oh, I know. A freaking shrieking ghost showed up, and that was the first thing my husband and I did.
Okay, good. Take care, Caitlyn.
You too.
Okay, listeners. Hopefully, Caitlyn and her family are able to return home soon, one way or another. I wonder, would you choose to keep your home if you knew it came with a banshee? Would you want to know when your time left measures just hours? Well, thank you for spending your time with me today. I'm gonna get up and go live a bit of my life while I still have one.
Thank you for listening to the first episode of Abnormal Advice, a podcast by Folk Process. Tune in next month for episode 2. If you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave us a good rating, and spread the word. You can find our donation info and more at abnormaladvice.com. Today's episode was written and edited by me, Abby Watt, and features the voice talents of Kim Wardrop as Caitlyn and Elle as the Screaming Kid. Our intro and outro music is Shiver by Battlejuice. You can find more of their music at battlejuice.bandcamp.com, or just go there to listen to Shiver over and over and over and over and over. This podcast is 100% made by humans with no AI. My cats may have helped a bit too. This is a work of fiction. Names, characters, places, and incidents are products of the author's imagination or are used fictitiously. Any resemblance to actual persons, events, entities, or locales is entirely coincidental.